Hello again, welcome to our Collier-talks cricket memorabilia. We're back at the offices of Craig Hawkins, and today we're going to talk about the caps in the collection. We know we've done his favourite caps and a couple of other favourite photographs. So today Craig's going to take us through some of the full cabinets in the collection. So over to you, Craig.
Greetings all, welcome to the office. In a collection of 1,000 caps, the main caps, if you like, the favourites, the one everyone's most interested in, the baggy greens. There are a total of 37 baggy greens in the collection so far, with another one winging its way across from UK as we speak. I've got them all set up here in two totems. I've got a couple on the walls that are framed, that are special ones, and I've got them showcased with a couple of Australian blazers that sit behind. The 1948 Lindsay Hassett blazer from the Invincibles tour, and the 1972 blazer of Doug Walters from the Ashes tour that was led by Ian Chappell. Now, as for the baggy greens, up until 1972 they were what we call dated, which means that they had, and you can see it in many of them, the dates of the tour or the dates of the season underneath the Australian badge. That stopped in 1972. Players were then told that they were given one baggy green for life, but if they lost it or if they kind of got it damaged or something like that, they'd get another one. So every Australian player lost every baggy green at the end of every tour. It's the way it went. But you've got players, go right back to 1921. Ted McDonald, who toured England with the Ashes team in 21, who then went over and played English county cricket for a little while before meeting a somewhat untimely and tragic end. You've got a couple of caps that were issued in the 1930s. Little debate about these two. One's Bill Woodfull, the Australian captain from the Bodyline series. The other one is Bertie Oldfield, the wicketkeeper from the Bodyline series. Now, depending on who you talk to, these caps aren't dated, and it's believed they were presentation caps for official tournaments rather than gameplay. There's more research to be done, but I'm sure people a lot more clever than me will fix that out. I've got the 1935 cap from Clary Grimmett when he went to South Africa, during which time he helped to build his tally to over 200 Test wickets, the fastest player ever or the first player to ever make 200 wickets in Test series. I've got two caps from the 1938 series, the last series that was played before the war. I've got Arthur Chipperfield's cap here, and on the wall around the corner, I've got Ben Barnett's 1938 cap. There are two 1948 caps in the collection. Ron Hammonds and Bill Johnson, members of the Invincibles, to go with Lindsay Hassett's blazer. I've got Sam Loxton's cap from the 1949-50 tour. There is Neil Harvey's cap. There's Len Maddox's cap. We've also got Len Maddox's keeping gloves in the collection here, together with the bag that they were provided to him in. We've got Brian Booth, captain of Australia, 1961 tour. We've got Doug Walters, one of the favourite caps that's in all the collection. We've got one of his caps, and as I said earlier the other day, everyone wants to have a 2-minute hold of Doug Walters' Test cap. Graham McKenzie, one of Australia's best fast bowlers, I have his 1969 cap. Moving over to here, the ones that are predominantly undated, we've got Tim Hughes, we've got Alan Border, we've got Greg Matthews, Merv Hughes. So there's a whole lot of different Australian caps. Where do I get them? In the old days, they were all found at auctions, auction houses all around the world, and I still do pick up a fair amount of the caps from that reason, or from that source. These days, I'm very fortunate that a number of people around the world will give me a heads up that the cap's going up for auction, or it's going up as a, are you interested in this? And there's a number of the caps in recent times that I've been able to secure through that. So the two lots of totems there cover the bulk of the caps in the collection. As I say, I've got a couple up on the wall that are Australian caps that I had framed many years ago. On the outside, I've got over here Youth 11 caps from the Australian under-19 side, caps from the schoolboys side, Australian universities, a whole lot of different caps presented to players of certain genre. And on this side of the fence, I have got the Millennium caps. I've got caps that were presented to the Australian veterans cricketers, caps from the Australian legends, which was the side from the 1973 tour to the West Indies. I've also got Chairman's 11 caps, and I've got Prime Minister's 11 caps. So there's a fair amount of pure history and cricketing talent in these
superb,
green bits of cloth.
Well, I don't know whether many of our viewers will know that you're actually in the Guinness Book of Records for being the world's largest collection.
Well, I was asked to go in the Guinness Book of Records, yes. The reason I'm not actually there is that when they asked me, they said, how many have you got? And can you send us a catalogue? Well, that was funny at the time. So when I get around to completing the catalogue, then we're in, or so I'm told. So when they first rang me, they said, well, how many do you think you've got? And I said, look, I think all up the collection's got about 400. I went, yep, that's definitely the largest collection in the world. Well, as I said to you the other day, the collection's past 1,000 now. So unless someone's got a much more forgiving wife than mine and a much more broader bank balance than mine,
sure.
I'm probably still number one. But it's collected for the love of the game. It's collected because there's so many players that have got really interesting stories. And as I said to you the last time, to be able to have people come in and look at a baggy green cap or look at a cap and go, oh, that brings back a memory, that brings back a moment. It's fantastic. So there's my baggy green collection. Very proud of it.
Well, that's, as you can see, the top half of this cabinet. We're going to go to the second half now. So we'll log off now and we'll look forward to seeing you in the second half.
Talk to you
See you later.